Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. We got another great edition of Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. Get your meal. Got a fantastic meal for you tonight. In the house with me from the East Coast side of things. He's a published author and philanthropist and an Army veteran and so much more. Let's give it up for Mr. Curtis Butler III.
How you doing this evening, Millie?
Oh
How you
man, I'm
doing?
doing great. Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
I'm here. I'm happy and
Yes,
tired, but it's the weekend, so I'm great.
yes. We made it to another weekend. And thank you for your patience. Earlier we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but you hung in there with me. So thank you. Thank you
No
so much.
problem.
So, Curtis, we like to kick off the show. We always start out with our guests just telling everyone where you're from originally. You can shout out to your alma mater, your hometown. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, raised in Brooklyn. All right, Chucktown. Okay, BK, Big Apple, the concrete jungle. My alma mater is University of Phoenix. Um, that's where I wrote A Warrior Married to His Wife and PTSD. That's a great story. Wait until we get into it. Oh, it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be a great meal. OMG.
OMG, I'm ready for it. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, Curtis. So, Curtis, you served in the army in Baghdad, in Iraq in 2003 and in 2006. And so
Yes.
I was looking on your LinkedIn profile and I saw your quote saying that it was like living in a crock pot. That's pretty hot.
Yes.
Please, please kind of elaborate on that with us, please.
The temperature in Baghdad is worse than the temperature here in the States. Just picture yourself 150-degree temperature, and then you have all your army gear on, your flak vest, your bulletproof vest, which is metal plates, two in the front, two in the back.
Hmm,
Nothing but hot air.
nothing but hot
So
air.
you're riding along. You don't have AC in your vehicles. This is not like you're driving your SUVs, your Land Rovers and stuff like this. And it's hot air coming in. No doors on the side of your vehicle. Your windows, you push the windows upward so you can see better, see your view. And you
Mm-hmm.
got that hot air coming into your face as well. And that's why I said it's hotter. It's hot like a crock pot because it's like that all day. Evening time, it might get 80 to 90 degrees without the rain. The rain cools it down just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a lot of rain in Baghdad?
We didn't get that much, but when it rained in Baghdad, um, the dirt turned into pudding. So when you walk, it would actually suck the boot right off your foot. It would take the boot right off your foot, and you had to stick your foot back in the boot. And like back home in New York, we have 30 inches of snow, and you walking, side to side. That's how you walk in the mud in Baghdad as well. So you have to have good leg strength because it will pull you down as you're walking. The suction takes your boot right off your foot. So you walking like back home in New York when you got 30 inches of snow, you're walking like that, like side to side, so you don't lose your balance. So you have to make sure your legs
Um,
got strong leg muscles because sometimes it's the feet getting through there. Sometimes it takes you a minute to get through there, but once you get through, you're like, okay, wow, okay, let me rub the back of my calves, and my hamstrings. Yeah, but
and
you know,
how long do you have to walk like that? Sometimes it's miles at a time.
no, it's on the FOB, which is it's called the Forward Operation Base. I was in Bayat, which is Baghdad
Mhm.
International Airport, which is right across from the airport in Iraq, and It might be probably about a half a block, quarter of a block. Because remember out there, it's all dirt. It's dirt everywhere out there on the farm. There's no concrete. You're in the desert.
In the desert, yeah. I can only imagine. The pictures are forming in my mind as you describe it. You're a good storyteller. You're a great storyteller.
Thank you. This is a story that I didn't want to tell, but I know I'm probably jumping the gun. But once I did my 19 years and I got out the Army after 19 years of service, disabled Army veteran, always said, even though I was going through trials and tribulations and my turmoils that felt like a roller coaster ride, a never-ending roller coaster ride, even though I was going through ups and downs, flips and turns, always said, what can I do to continue to honor my battle buddies who gave their all? And that's why with my dog tags all the time, they keep their spirit with me, so that I can go ahead and continue on the fight, even though they're not here in person.
Hold them up a little so we can see it. Hold up your tag, Curtis.
Let me make sure. There we go.
Okay. There you go.
This is the Warriors ethos. And I wore it since 1989 to present. So that these dog tags have many, many miles on there. And even though our battle buddies are not here with us today, their spirit is carried on with me and my dog tags everywhere I go. So I never leave the house without my battle buddies. And God woke me up one morning at 0200, which is 2 a.m., and said, I need you to write this book, this, you could say, biography. I call it I call it a playbook. I call it a self-help book to get the family members and the veterans and the soldiers a puzzle on what we go through. This helps family members know what we go through as veterans, as soldiers first, and then as veterans when we come home. So it's a self-help book to help them get us acclimated back to their warriors, their family members, their friends, their cousins, people that they associate with. And he told me to write this 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
6 years ago. And now I get to share this with my battle buddies. This is our award right here, the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. This is not my award. It's all of our awards. The Gold Star families, those are the family members of the soldiers who died in war. To my veteran battle buddies and to my soldiers, this is our award right here, the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. This is how I honor them back for giving me the platform to do what I do today.
Yes. So you wrote your book, A Warrior Married to a Wife and PTSD, and it's published by Christian Faith Publishing. How did you come up with the title? I mean, it's so fitting. Don't get me wrong. God the Spirit laid that on you.
God told me to write a book within a book within a book. And I was like, well, how did you do that? He said, first, your title and the book cover has to match the same stuff, the same things, information that you put on the inside of your book. I didn't have the name of the book. I said, Lord, I don't even know the name of the book. He told me. He said, A Warrior Married to His Wife and PTSD. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, bleep. I said, oh, excuse me, Lord. I said, oh, that's fire. Let me go down. Let me go and write that down. And I wrote it down. And I'm like, okay, what do I do next? And he told me step by step how to write it. God wrote this book. I didn't write the book. God wrote this book. Okay. And he gave me all of the chapters. Yeah. My rib. PTS doesn't mean that you're slow. Denied is not a bad word. God, can we talk? Who can you trust at the VA and regional office? The vet center, migraine chart. What else? Veterans and family members speak on my behalf. Those are all different chapters that God had me put in there. Mm-hmm. Not just only to almost like to play good cop, bad cop and say, okay, look, VA, you call us heroes in the war zone, but when we come home, you're always taken away. Now, when you think about it, this gonna floor you right here. We raise our right hand to do what? Uphold the Constitution, right, of the United States. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, in that Constitution, it doesn't say it doesn't let you know that. Okay, while we upholding the Constitution and fighting for everybody's freedom, that we lose out on birth of firstborn. We lose out on graduations. We lose out on weddings, funerals, anniversaries. See, those are takeaways that nobody's looking at. But then when you come home to go to the VA, now they want to take away your benefits. So everybody's taking, but they don't want to give. So that's why I kind of write this self-help book, A Warrior Married to His Wife and PTSD, to put things out there like, hey, no, we need to change these things here. These rules and regulations have to prove ourselves that this type of situation happened. If you have a DD 214, that should knock out any and everything red tape right there. Right now,
what's a DD 214?
A DD 214 is your military history from basic training all the way to the end of your retirement. When you when you gave your all, your last, you gave it all to your country. Mm-hmm. A DD 214. That should be all that you need when you go into these VA hospitals. Mm-hmm. Because when you go up in there, a lot of these doctors, they take over your appointment. Mm-hmm. And the reason why they take over your appointment is because they have to see so many patients a day. Mm-hmm. That's not our fault. Don't short us. Mm-hmm. We didn't short you guys. We stayed out there for 15 months. We stayed out there for 20 months in the war zone. We couldn't come home when we want to come home. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. and that's I wrote this book with the help of God to put my medical stuff out on Front Street. You know, even though some of the stuff is embarrassing, but mm-hmm. when you put stuff that's embarrassing, that embarrassment that you put out there may help someone else, get over what they're fighting through.
Yes.
I have one of the chapters, the different men I bring to the bedroom. That's a smoker there. Everyone's like, huh? The different men? Yeah, that's the medication the VA give you. You don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know if you're Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Mm. So when in the book is to, when you read the first page, it's like, I want more. You read the second page, I want more. I read the third chapter, I want more. It's hard to put the book down. Everybody was telling me, plenty of people told me, they said, I read the book 3, 4, 5 times, and it was like, wow. You know, it was an eye opener, and at first I was embarrassed, but now God said, I have you. I got you. I have your back. And I'm getting all these awards and accolades, and that's good. But now I want to see my battle buddies get their awards and accolades now. They need to be able to take care of their families, like they would take care of like our government take care of their families. We need the same treatment. We're not asking for a handout. We need a hand up. We shouldn't even be asking for a hand up. It should already be given to us. And then I stated in the book, non-commissioned officers, that's the rank of E5 and up, are the backbone of the military. A lot of the non-commissioned officers, we trained everybody. So I said, when was the last time you seen a homeless general? Why is there so many homeless non-commissioned officers if we're the backbone of the military? The math is not mathing. And then when you go online and you look at how many veterans, whether they're people of color or Caucasian, because black and white, that's a color. I'm not black. That person's not white. That's only in a crayon box.
Yes.
How many of them are just homeless in this space? The numbers on both is terrible. It should be 0 on both sides. It shouldn't be not one homeless person from the military. Nowhere. I tell people, if you're a congressional person and you have one homeless person that's a veteran in your state, you're not doing enough. You need to do more. When you Google how many people of color and Caucasians that get denied, their benefits, the numbers are ridiculous. Like I stated earlier, it should be 0 across the board. And the reason why I said that is, like, if you have a DD-214, a DD-214 is a military history from basic training all the way to you retire or get out, or you sacrifice. You gave everything for your country, and you receive that DD-214, and it has all your awards on there.
Everything you earned while you were there.
Everything you earned, and it shouldn't be like, well, you didn't write your disorder up a certain way because you didn't word it right. Now I'm looking at now we're playing word games with these heroes.
Yeah.
In the military is who, what, when, where, and sometimes why. If it's good enough for the military, it's good enough for the courts, because that's what happened to me. I had to go to federal court to get my benefits back. Why is it not good enough for the VA and the Board of Veterans Appeals? Board of Veterans Appeals is the one that look at your that gives you the ratings.
After serving in the military, you experienced, I just want to make sure I'm correct, you experienced post-traumatic stress. Was it due to the situations that you're explaining now? Was it due to like finding employment or trying to get medical attention? Is that what brought on the stress?
Well, a lot of people they think you receive PTSD when you go down range. That's part of it, but you also get post-traumatic stress disorder before going down range, because you have to get, you have to set your will up, you have to set up your house up, finances, make sure that all the bills are being paid while you're away. So a lot of that stress, and then now you're down there fighting a war, trying to get the bad guy before they get you. So it's a lot of stuff going on at the same time, and it plays on you mentally and physically. And that's what they said. They tell the soldiers and the soldiers' families, don't send bad news downrange. Downrange means the war zone. Sometimes it gets through. Sometimes it happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
And so PTSD starts before you head out downrange. It's the start. It's the kicker
Mhm.
to post traumatic stress disorder. And then when you go downrange and you're getting shot at every day, stuff blowing up around you, IEDs, which is improvised explosive explosives.
Mhm.
Um, it's just it's another world when you're in the war zone.
I can
That's
imagine.
not like it's not like the movies.
I know this is the real deal, and I'm just thankful that you made it back. Sitting
Yeah,
here listening to you, I'm I'm thinking about the movies and everybody. This is no
yeah,
movie. This is really
yeah,
real, and
yeah.
and and from that experience, you come back and you have a hard time finding a job. Did you experience homelessness from this experience from ordeal?
Yes. One thing what I stated when I was on CNN with Susan Hendricks here in Atlanta, Georgia. I stated when we come back home, they want us to go to school for things that we're already doing in the military. I said to
Mm-hmm.
go back to school for the things that we're already doing, it's redundant. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
And I think I made a mistake. It's improvised explosive device. That's
Okay.
IED. Yes, I wanted to recap that. Yes. So now I think they're doing now, they're letting or they're allowing the veterans now to use the experience in the military to now get those jobs now. Because when I first came back, it was rough.
When
It was,
what year did you get back in the States?
I got back 2007.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
2007.
My God. And then fast forward, I read on the internet, I'll never forget this, around 2012. I had no idea who you were at that time, but I read about a story where there was a man in the Atlanta area, Georgia, paid off all the people's utility bills. And but I never got your name and I never thought I'd ever meet you. And this is amazing. Here we go, 2026. I get to meet you. And all these years, I mean, I didn't think about it anymore, but I know, but at that time I was like, now that is a generous person. And it got the attention of the rapper T.I. Am I correct?
There it is, right there. It's on my
Yeah,
wall.
there
We
he
made we
is.
made we made we made history together. Ti
Yes.
Ti and Tiny. When I tell people this, they laugh. I said their people called my people and contacted me, and they wanted me to speak at an event where Ti, him and Tiny, they bought some apartment buildings for some veterans down in Buckhead. I mean, on Bankhead, Georgia,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
they wanted me to be a guest speaker. So they wrote out stuff. His team wrote out stuff for me to read, and I looked at it and I was like, mm. And they said, "Well, did you read it?" I said, "I looked at it, but I said, I don't do scripts. I said, me and God don't work like that. But I said, look, I said, trust me. I said, I got you. And now they said, anytime he does anything, they want me to speak. So I've been speaking all over. Memorial Day, the Heritage Veterans Museum, they have me speaking, the guest speaker there for Memorial Day, for our battle buddies who are no longer here.
Yeah.
And I will be speaking. It's 10 minutes,
Hmm.
but they will have this the presidential.
Hmm. Hmm.
That will be sitting in the museum a couple of weeks.
Hmm.
The book, I'm
Hmm.
assigned the book to the museum, which the book
Hmm.
is going to stay at the museum. It's going to be the museum's book, and that award is for, like I said, for the Gold Star families, this Presidential
That's
Lifetime Achievement
amazing.
Award, saying that hey, this is for us. And like I said,
Hmm.
this is why I wear my dog tags from 1989 to now every day to make sure that I take my battle buddies' spirits with me
Every
everywhere I
day.
go. Every day, yes. keep me grounded, you know, and we deserve to continue to fight because it says, "Leave no fallen comrades." And then I like the verse in the Bible, "I will never leave you or forsake you." So I put those two together, and I'm like, okay, that'll work.
You were awarded the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for your philanthropy role. And was that in 2024 when you received that award?
Yes, I received that. Yeah, in 2024 in Maryland, and then I received a couple of awards in DC, and I just came back from DC and have another award. These right here.
Yes, for the author. Yeah, that's your author book. Yeah, congratulations. This is amazing. Yes, your outstanding literary work. You received that last month, right, in Washington, D.C.
DC.
Congratulations. Now coming up
August 2nd.
August 2nd. That's what I was about to say. There you go.
2nd. My homegirl, Debbie Ireland. She's with the Radio and Records Awards. Myself, along with Robert Coolbell, my cousin from Kool and the Gang, and a host of others will be receiving, I think, the proclamation from the city of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, that is great.
And that thank you. And that goes to my servicemen and women and the veterans, the soldiers who gave their lives for us. That also is going to be dedicated to them as well.
That is so great. You're in the line paying your own utility bill, and then you turn around and decide to bless everybody was there that day.
Yeah, God told me it was I said older couple, but grandparents was on to my right, and God told me, he said, go ahead and step back, take 2 steps back, and stand behind them, and air hustle. So they said, Mom said, Mom said, hey baby, how are we gonna pay these light bills? We have family coming. And before you can even say anything, I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, you need your light bills paid? And she looked at me like, yeah. And and Dad looked at me like, huh? And I didn't even know what the bill to this day. I did not know what the bill was. When I paid their bill, I told them, Merry Christmas, God bless you. And I turned around and I said, hey, anybody else would like to get their bills paid? They said, what, you a rapper? I said, no, my boy T.I. stayed around the corner. And then now me and T.I., we made world history together. So that was just, it was good to give back. And I did that when I was coming out of homelessness. Some of my celebrity buddies, they taken a liking to the book, and I'm gonna let them decide when they want to do with the book. I'm gonna let them put it out. I already know the people already. I'm gonna let them put that out. But I do want to thank.
When you say put it out, you mean you're gonna like make it into a movie, or what do you mean?
I'm gonna let you think the way you want to think. I'm not gonna say anything. You might see that person or those people there August 2nd as a possibility. But I like to thank Cool, Robert Coolbell from Kool and the Gang, Sean McCullough from Kool and the Gang, my cousin Tony from Kool and the Gang, my cousin Amir, Beyond from Kool and the Gang. They told me to put the book on audio, and I was like, I don't know. And I'm glad I listened to them because the book is on audio now. So they can anybody can go to Linktree / Curtis Butler CURTIS BUTLER 3 ? And you'll see ABC News with Beth, who's with Diane Sawyer. You'll see the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, and then you'll see the audio book on all different platforms. And I think I sent you that. That's on my Instagram. My Instagram is Curtis Butler 3rd CURTIS BUTLER THIRD, and you'll see it in the link right there when you pop up on there.
Okay.
And I already thank God already. Oh, I have to give a shout out to my pastor at Mount Olive Baptist Church, Terrence J. Gaddis, and Reverend Dr. Elaine Gaddis. When I was going through it, they called me.
Did I list it right, Curtis?
They called me. Huh?
Does that look right?
CRTIS, BUTLER, THR. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And they called me when I was sleeping in my car at Piedmont Henry Hospital. I used to sleep in my car where right across from the emergency room. And they called me one day, and I thought, you know, this book right here was gonna be my obituary. But God had other plans. And I do anything for Mount Olive Baptist Church in Stockbridge, Georgia, 469 Mount Olive Road. They saved a brother's life. I gotta give my hats off to, you know, everybody there, from the security team to all the ministries, everybody. Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't mention them. I had to throw my hands up on them. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Curtis, we have really enjoyed you. This has been one of the best interviews. In case you missed it, you can always see it on my YouTube channel. Just type in Millhouse Entertainment 1748 when you go to YouTube. Curtis, is there anything else, any words of encouragement, anything else you want to share before we wrap?
Yes. I want to thank God. My daughter Danielle was in ICU twice. And when I was sleeping one night, I felt her pass. And then when I saw on Facebook, my aunt sent me something from Facebook. My grandson Jeremiah interviewed Danielle, and she stated that she passed 3 times. So I did feel that, and as soon as I felt that she passed, I said, Lord, I said, watch over her, you know, watch over my kids and my grandkids. And she's back home in Houston. So, you know, prayer works. And people, God is going to ask you, what did you do for your neighbor?
Amen.
What did you do for your neighbor? Look out for your neighbor, even if your neighbor don't look out for you. Look out for your neighbor. No grudges, because see, I look at people say that, you know, I'm this celebrity, I'm successful, and I said, that's good, but I said I'd rather say it this way: I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
Because favor goes a long way. You look at my IG page, I'm with everybody in the entertainment business. Everybody. I'm with the baddest band in the land. I can actually say that. You can look it up. Kool and the Gang. They have every award from A to Z. I lied to you not. And by me being that family bodyguard, I get phone calls, and it's a blessing. I don't do it every day because I can't do it every day. I'm limited to certain things, but I'm blessed and highly favored.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Curtis Butler III. Look him up on Facebook, Instagram, you know, all the social media sites. And don't forget to check out his book. Let's put that picture back up there. I love it. I love it. Here it is. Oh, okay. Let me take mine down so I can see you. There you go. A warrior married to his wife and PTSD. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, wherever books are sold online. You can go
Yes.
pick it up. Man, we thank you so much, Curtis. I'll see you in August.
Yes. Yes. Have your book so I can sign it.
I will. I will. I can't
Yes.
wait, man. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I can't wait. We'll see you
Yes.
next time right here on Bring It in the House.
Yes, ma'am.